5 volcanoes that could erupt soon. Volcanoes are an unpredictable and devastating force that dominate landscapes as well as decimating others. Though many lay dormant, there are some that are waiting to release their streams of lava and plumes of poisonous gas. In today's video, we will show you 5 volcanoes that could erupt at any moment. Before we get started, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you will never miss a future upload. Number 5. Mount Ruapehu, New Zealand. Ruapehu is one of the volcanoes used during the filming of the Mount Doom scene in Lord of the Rings. It is one of New Zealand's most active volcanoes and forms the highest peak of the North Island. This volcano is classed as a stratovolcano, which means it is built up by many layers of hardened lava, tephra, pumice, and ash. Ruapehu, the highest mountain on the North Island, measuring over 9,000 feet and the last eruption in 2007. It has an age of around 200,000 years and contains a large lake inside its summit crater. Eruptions from the vent inside the lake often cause the lake to drain and form dangerous mud flows called the lahar. In fact, the volcano is surrounded by a large plain formed by debris collapses and mudslides. Between 22,600 and 10,000 years ago, there was a series of very explosive eruptions at Ruapehu. Since then, only one vent of the volcano has been active, which was at the lake in its center. An eruption on 24th December 1953 caused a catastrophic lahar flow that destroyed a rail bridge close to the volcano. As the bridge was swept away, the Wellington-Auckland passenger train was approaching. The train couldn't stop and fell into the valley, killing 151 passengers. The government's Geological Hazard Monitoring System, GeoNet, currently lists the warning level for Mount Ruapehu at level 1 of 5, showing that currently it's not likely to erupt, though the chance always remains. In fact, GeoNet says that an eruption can happen at any level, as activity can change rapidly. That was the case in December 2019, when Wakakari, a volcano not considered an imminent risk of eruption, suddenly sprang to life and killed 21 people. Number 4. Kilauea, Hawaii. Kilauea is the youngest and most active land volcano in Hawaii. Despite its youth, it is frequently erupting from vents either on its summit or on its rift zones. The volcano holds the record for having the most long-lived eruptions known on Earth. That started in 1983 and ended in 2018. Kilauea sits on the southeast flank of the massive Mauna Loa volcano. Not only is it the most active volcano in Hawaii, but it is the most active volcano in the entire world. It has been in the near constant activity since the first ever reports of its existence. Its eruptions are prominent in Hawaiian Polynesian legends, with written documentation describing its activity only going back to the 1820s when it started to attract visitors from all over the world. Kilauea has a large summit with a central crater named Halemaumau, which is the home of the fire goddess Pele, according to Hawaiian legends. This story originated from the lava lake it once contained, which disappeared in 1924. Kilauea has frequent lava flow eruptions that run down the 2 elongated rift zones to the southwest and to the east, which reaches the sea from both sides of the volcano. Despite stopping its spew of lava in 2018, scientists are very confident that the volcano will erupt again soon. Number 3. Anak, Krakatoa, Indonesia. Krakatoa is a small island group in the Sunda Strait, between the islands of Sumatra and Java. Most of its peak is submerged, with 3 outer islands belonging to the rim of a new volcano, Anak Krakatoa, which has been forming since 1927. Krakatoa violently erupted in 1883. It was the second largest eruption in Indonesia during historical time, which caused more than 36,000 fatalities, most of which was a result of devastating tsunami that swept the adjacent coastlines of Sumatra and Java. The tragedy was one of the first global news events reported when the telegraph lines were first connected between different continents. A partial collapse of this volcano triggered a deadly tsunami in 2018 that killed hundreds of people and has been erupting ever since. According to the Smithsonian's Global Volcanism Program, scientists at Oregon State University say the volcano whose name means child of Krakatoa, is especially unpredictable because its eruption pattern isn't always clear. Number 2. Mount Hood, Oregon. Mount Hood is an active volcano that lies about 53 miles from Portland, Oregon. According to the World Population Review, roughly 2.5 million people live in its metro area. Mount Hood is Oregon's highest peak and one of the most prominent of this cascade volcanoes. It is probably the only volcano in Oregon that has erupted in historical times, with the last confirmed activity in 1865 and 1866. The main dangers of Mount Hood are the pyroclastic flows and mud flows that could be devastating if it erupts again. These would travel downstream and bury the towns and buildings closest to the volcano. Also, it would produce large amounts of ash and fine particles, choking the Portland area and causing widespread electrical grid failures and making local water unsafe to drink. Fortunately, a local newspaper, the Oregonian, reports Mount Hood is very closely monitored by scientists, which means its residents would have plenty of advance warning if activity were to begin. Despite not erupting for over 100 years, the United States Geographical Survey says that it is very overdue for an eruption. Number 1. Tenga Rahu, Ecuador. Tenga Rahu is one of South America's most active volcanoes. Since 2000, a new lava dome has been growing inside its summit crater. It frequently releases powerful ash explosions that produce extremely high plumes, as well as dangerous volcanic matter and gases. In the local Quechua language, the name of the volcano translates to the throat of fire and the black giant. The steepest side of the volcano towers more than 3 kilometers above its northern base and consists of 3 major volcanic structures that began forming around 100,000 years ago. Prior to a long-term eruption that began in 1995, which caused the temporary evacuation of the city of Baños, a major eruption happened in 1916 and ended in 1918. The last major eruption occurred in 2016, which caused a significant amount of structural damage to the volcano. And that concludes our list of 5 volcanoes that could erupt at any moment. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this one and don't want to miss a future upload, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thank you for watching.